This podcast is brought to you by Podcast Nation.
Shopping is hard, right? But there's a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And she sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what I love and send back the rest. It's so easy. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Welcome to Nirvana Sisters, where we discuss all things health and well-being to help you achieve your highest state, your nirvana. Hi, I'm Amy Sherman, a marketing exec with a passion for wellness and beauty.
Hi, I'm Katie Chandler, a former fit model that has a passion for health and fitness.
We are sisters-in-law who share the same love for well-being, ready to sift through all the self-care noise and bring you a splash of what we think is fun. So let's get started. Hi, Nirvana Sisters. In this week's episode, we speak with Iris Rubin, who's the founder of Scene, a luxury hair care brand, and we're so excited for you to listen to this conversation. Wanted to let you know at the end of the show, we do a review of the product because we chatted with Iris and then we tried the product for about a month and then we did a review at the end. So stay till the end so you can hear our review of Scene Hair Care. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the show, Nirvana Sisters family. Today, we are so thrilled to speak with Dr. Iris Rubin, who is the founder and chief medical officer of Scene Skin Caring Hair Care, a patented and award-winning luxury hair care line with skin benefits. I'm so excited to hear all about this. Dr. Rubin received her undergraduate degree with honors from Stanford University and her medical degree from Harvard Medical School. She did her dermatology residency at University of Chicago and Harvard Medical School and served as academic chief resident at Harvard. She completed a laser surgery fellowship at Massachusetts General Hospital and Wellman Center for Photomedicine. She is quite amazing, and we are very honored to have you on the show. And so welcome to the show, Iris.
Thank you, Amy. Good to see you back, reunited after having walked the halls of Churchill together.
I know, it's so crazy. So for all of our listeners, Iris and I were recently introduced through a friend, and I realized 20 plus or more years later that we went to high school together. So I'm like, wait a second, I think I know her. So it's
amazing.
Just such a small world how things work out. And we're just so excited to talk to you today and hear all about your brand. If you are new to the show, we do something called our Weekly Nirvana, where we talk about something positive that happened in the week, something that brought us joy and kind of made us feel good. So I will turn it to Katie to talk about her Nirvana of the week.
Thanks, Amy. Well, first of all, hi, Iris, and thank you so much for doing this. It's really exciting.
Oh, yeah. No, I love what you're doing, and it's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, well, let's do our Weekly Nirvana. I think I'm maybe stealing Amy's, but it's my Weekly Nirvana too. My two nephews, Amy's boys, Jackson and Jules, graduated this week. Jackson from middle school going into high school, and Jules from elementary going into middle. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
Watching the video of it just like melted my heart. And my girls, they loved it so much. I'm just so proud of them. They're two just such smart kiddos and so sweet. And I'm just really proud of them. So that was my little Nirvana this week.
Aww,
Amy, what about you?
That was so sweet. Well, that was going to be like my weekly Nirvana. And I was also going to do a daily one because this morning I had an amazing run on my Peloton tread because I did the 30-minute Rent run, like the Broadway musical Rent. And it was so amazing. You know how when you get like a good workout in to like amazing music. And so, of course, I know every word to every song of that show. So when I saw Rent Run, I was like, I got to do this. So it was just such a good way to start my day. And it was my nirvana because I was singing every word like a crazy person this morning running, and I loved every minute of it. But my household probably thought I was crazy, but that was my nirvana of the day. And yes, of course, the week was the graduation, which was so sweet and fun. What about you, Iris?
Love it. So mine's actually similar to Katie, what you shared. My son just graduated 8th grade at Norwood. And
Congrats.
yeah, I have a rising first grader, rising sixth grader. So it's just really special to be able to go in person to Jonathan's graduation and then see the kids graduate from their respective years. Although it is sad for me, my youngest just graduated kindergarten. I wish I could just like bottle up the time right now. But it was really beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. I think people too, it seemed like had an extra appreciation this year because no one could really be together. So for like the parents and grandparents to be able to come and see people and see the graduation was just, I think, had a more meaningful feeling this year, which was really nice.
For sure.
Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's hit these quick fire questions because we are so excited to talk to you all about Scene hair care. It seems revolutionary. So for the listener, will you tell us exactly what Scene hair care is? And also, what's the name, the meaning behind the name? It's an interesting name.
Yeah, for sure. So what Scene hair care is, it's basically hair care and skincare in one. And the story behind Scene is I'm a dermatologist. I was well into my 30s and getting acne that I traced back to a really surprising source, which was my hair care products. And basically, we made this discovery that anything you put on your hair gets on your skin and stays on your skin for hours. And we can talk more about that. But the name Scene is, if your hair doesn't look good or your skin doesn't look good, I don't know if either of you are acne prone. For me, it takes like one pimple to ruin my day. You just kind of like, you're like hiding. You just feel like, you don't want to be seen. So Scene is about empowering people to, be seen for their best self and shine their brightest light, having the confidence that comes with your hair and your skin looking good.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
I love that. And I do have to say, I love the name and I love all your branding and packaging. I'm a marketer. So when I see really good brands, I just have to give you props. You guys did an amazing job with the branding.
Thank you. And I should say, so my twin sister's husband, Greg, is my business partner. He's business genius, but he's also very aesthetic. His mom was actually a designer at Saks, and he's very aesthetic. So I credit him with the work that he did with our packaging firm. We have an amazing packaging firm. And, it was important for us also just, our Scene is really science driven. It's patented. We have a ton of skin science that drives it. We've got publications, but we really wanted it to be something that you'd feel proud to have in your shower or bath, not like a Head and Shoulders where you're, thinking, wow, that's screaming that I have dandruff or something, not like a medicated look, but, a luxurious, there's a word luxional that we've used, but it's like functional luxury together.
I love that. I saw that on your website and I'm like, I'm stealing that word. That's incredible.
Totally steal it. It's, one of our genius copy folks, someone named Julie. But yeah, I totally believe in luxional. Like, it's just, why not have function and luxury?
It's fabulous. So smart. So tell us about your role at Scene then, because you left your dermatology practice and career to focus completely on this company, right?
Yeah. So my background, I'm a pediatric laser surgeon, and I was working at Children's, treating babies and kids with disfiguring birthmarks and scars, and, amazingly gratifying. When I made this discovery about hair care products affecting the skin, it actually took 4 years to formulate our first product. So I was, doing that while I was working at Children's, and then once we really felt like we had a product to launch, it was just, I had to decide. I think as women, we're not always good at saying no to stuff, but I was in the operating room, 3 kids, and I have this product, and I'm like, you know what, like Superwoman doesn't exist, whoever, and I don't want to be friends with Superwoman because it's just, so I just had to pick. And I really believe that I just believe so much in what Scene can do to positively impact people's lives. And we hear all the time that it's life-changing, game-changing. And so, I made the tough decision and resigned to launch it. I think that was back in 2017.
Well, it sounds like it was the right decision.
100%. And I have to say, I hadn't even heard of this concept until I heard about your brands. Like it didn't even cross my mind that could cause breakouts. And I'm so excited to kind of dive into that. How did you how did you get to the root of that? I know you said you made this discovery, but how did you actually do that?
Yeah. And, it's interesting. So hair products, they can cause breakouts. They can cause irritation and dryness, scalp issues. People with fragrance sensitivities can get rashes. But like all kinds of skin issues. Like hair care really is skincare. And the way that we made this discovery is every time I go and get my hair done, my hair would look great, but I would break out about 5 days later. So then I said, okay, let me just use shampoo and conditioners, probably just the leave-in products. The same thing kept happening. And so, I had the suspicion that my hair products were causing acne. And then basically we validated it. We did a study showing that hair products leave a residue on the skin. So it makes sense if you think about it. So shampoo and conditioner, they're rinsing down your face, your chest, your back, and even shampoos and conditioners are designed to bind to your hair to give you, those hair benefits to the keratin in your hair. Well, guess what? It can bind to your skin as well. And then leave-in products, if you've got long hair, it's sitting on your back all day. Also, a pillowcase, your hair products, you're basically rolling around in your hair products all day on your pillowcase all night. So it was kind of my observation. And then I did, some Googling just to see, okay, am I the only one? Because this is not something that was known really, in the scientific communities. But if you look online, tons of people are talking about, getting breakouts or other issues from their hair care products. It's known that hair products can cause some skin issues, but not to the extent that we, discovered. Yeah. And so then we started formulating, and basically we developed Scene like you would develop a luxury skincare product. So we put it through the same testing that you would test a skincare product to make sure that it won't clog your pores, that it won't irritate your skin, also that it would have all the great hair benefits. And then it was really important to us that it be not just good for skin and amazing for hair, but good for you. So we cleaned up all the ingredients as well. So we took out sulfates, phthalates, silicones, parabens, dyes, gluten. And really unique is that we have fragrance-free versions for people. There's a whole variety of reasons why people may not tolerate or want to use fragrance.
Interesting.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I also saw that it should be non-comedogenic. That's the whole idea behind Scene. Is that correct? It's non-comedogenic?
Yeah. So two things. One is non-comedogenic, which means won't clog your pores, because that's what leads to acne and breakouts. And then also we put it through testing to make sure that it's non-irritating, because hair products can cause all kinds of, scalp itch and also, rashes in other places. And, those are kind of like the two, I think, differentiators that make Scene really different than, most hair products.
Yeah, I have 4 different types of shampoo and conditioner in my house between myself, my husband, and my kids, and not one of them said non-comedogenic. A lot of them had all those bad things, and I thought, all right, it's time to put this stuff away. And you know what? Actually, I have noticed also after I'm at the salon, I get really bad breakouts, and I get kind of like irritated skin as well, like red, dry, patchy. And the more I think about it, it's happening frequently after I'm getting my hair done.
Yeah. And I think for me, it was just the products that I happened to expose to at the salon, and it might be the same for you. And I don't know, like if you took 100 hair care products, like how many of them are going to cause breakouts or irritation. But what I do know is we actually did an acne study, and we gave people Scene to use for 8 weeks. And it was a dermatologist graded study just to see, how big of an issue is this? And it was pretty amazing. So 70% of people with body acne got better just by changing to Scene. Now they didn't clear completely. Their body acne, improved. And then 52% with face acne improved just by changing to Scene. So,
wow.
Hair products, for most people, they're not the cause of acne, but most teenagers, adult women are acne prone. And why would you knowingly bathe in pore clogging ingredients? And I think people do it without realizing it. And, I focus on acne because that was my personal story, but the same is true for irritation. We did a scalp study and gave Scene to 30 people with dry, flaky scalp, and 93% of them got better by dermatologist grading by changing to Scene. And then the third piece of it is, your scalp is where your hair is made. So the health of your hair depends on a healthy scalp. And if you're clogging the pores on your scalp or you're irritating them, that's just not good for hair health. And we have some science looking at that, but Scene actually strengthens and smooths. So it's really, I kind of think of it like as hair care and skincare in one. And I also think of it as like, food got cleaned up. Like once we realized what's in food, people just like stopped eating a lot of the junk in food. And I think like Scene is the future, because once people realize kind of like the junk that's in hair care, we've done that with skincare as well, right? Skincare has become a lot cleaner. And so I think it's just time for hair care as well.
It's so smart. And, to your point, it's like, why wouldn't you use that if you knew that it was better for you? I think that the idea is like a lot of people don't know it. So I'm so glad we're having you on to talk about this, because I can't wait to try it. And I'm sure our audience will too, because you're like, well, if I can use hair care that's going to be better for my skin. Why wouldn't I? Why would I use the stuff I'm using now that may say sulfate free, but also has all these other things in it that are clogging my pores? And like that, to your point, like I do get, especially in the winter, but that itchy kind of dry scalp, and so does my son. So I'm sure it's related. So I can't wait.
Yeah, we don't want to say like not all itchy dry scalp is from necessarily ingredients in hair products, but I think some of it can contribute for sure. Katie, it's interesting you said that you have 4 different shampoos and conditioners. One thing that happens with Scene, it's kind of risky to bring it into your house because so much of the time we hear like husbands steal it, partners steal it, kids steal it, and they all like it for different reasons. It really is a brand for the whole family. And just to put in context what our brand is about, our feedback from a customer who just wrote to us thanking us and saying, I never thought I would say this about a shampoo company, but you changed my life. And this is someone who's dealt with, acne and irritation and having to use hair products that really didn't give her the hair benefits. And it's not just about like being a shampoo company, but it really is about changing people's lives for the better. When, a lot of times people say to us, I always thought my skin was the problem, but it was the products I was using. And Amy, I love what you said from the marketing standpoint. Like you will often see like free of this, but then, there's all this other stuff in there that's like not, really great. And, another aspect to the name Scene is just transparency as a company and about our ingredients and about our manufacturing and about our sustainability. And we're really about having ingredients and formulas that really are better for skin, amazing for hair and better for you.
And also how big is the range of products within Scene? Is it only shampoo and conditioner? Is it do you prefer different types of hair? How does someone find which is right for them?
Yeah, so we launched like 3 years ago with a shampoo, conditioner, and a blowout cream. Amy, I'm also curly. So we did like 30 versions. You're curly, right?
Yeah, that was my next question. Would be like, does this work for thick, curly hair?
Yes, that was my story. Like I actually have very curly, my hair is very frizzy. And I think often for curly girls, you're putting on more and more moisturizers to get rid of the frizz. And, some of those, not all oils are bad for the skin, but certainly some can clog pores and some of these thicker products can clog pores. So we actually did almost 30 versions to get a curly cream, which we launched, I don't know exactly when, but it was after the shampoo, conditioner, blowout cream. We were trying to launch it initially, but I just wasn't happy. We wait until we're like perfectly happy to launch something. And then another great product for curly hair is we launched a deeper conditioner just about a month ago. And then we have something Magic Serum that is launching next month, which is this incredible, completely naturally derived serum. 2 of the ingredients are from plant sugar, one's from olive, and it's just incredible frizz reduction and shine and heat protection. Actually, just this magical product for curly hair. So that's what we have so far, but we're continually developing products to meet the needs of everyone's needs. But it's actually surprising that one shampoo works really for, I'd say, like most people.
That's awesome. And I actually didn't realize you had the blowout creams and stuff, because that's super important. Because if you're putting all the good stuff on your hair and then you're using something else to blow it out, then you're sort of defeating the purpose. So that's great that you have that whole line. I'm so excited.
I'm getting all of it.
My favorite's actually the Magic Serum, which, which we're launching next month. I'm also a sucker for packaging. It has like a gold neck around this glass bottle and it comes in a lavender embossed box. And the product, like actually, I finally feel like I can walk around without having frizzy hair. My twin sister gets keratin treatments, but I've just stopped short of that. And her hair always looks so good. But the Magic Serum is just amazing for frizz.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that for your products for people that have color treated hair or keratin or highlights, things like that. Are the products okay for those hair types?
Yeah, for sure. So color safe, keratin safe, really like safe for all hair types. So yeah, I think that's super important because obviously, I color my hair, and in fact, being sulfate free is just like a big benefit also for color protection, not to strip the color out of your hair with sulfates.
Well, you spoke to it earlier, someone writing into you about how you have basically changed their life. It must be so incredibly rewarding because this is like an unknown problem. I mean, you solved something for a lot of people. How has that experience been for you?
I mean, that's what I like doing most. I love solving things that, make people's lives better. Like that for me, like that's just really enjoyable. So it's great. We ship all around the world actually, because there's just no other product like it. So it's really just gratifying. And, we launched 2.5 years ago. We were just on our website. We got approached by Anthropology pretty quickly. And so we are in some of their stores and online. And then we went into some Bluemercury stores and on bluemercury.com. And then recently we actually started on Ulta.com and in their Sparked program. So it's really cool. But I also realized, Amy, you're a marketer. You mentioned it's great to have a product that works, but getting the product out there so people can benefit from it is also so important. So I'm also humbled by just this amazing team that we have around us. My business partner, Greg, is incredible. We've got Nicole, our head of marketing, who's wonderful. It's really gratifying, and it's also exciting to see that the amazing team that we've built is getting this out, so people can benefit.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the recent Ulta
Thank you.
development. That's so exciting. Yeah.
It is. It's super cool. We love Ulta.
Speaking of your entrepreneurial journey, how has that been compared to your time in medicine? It's so, I would imagine, opposite. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. I think I've loved it because I really love learning new things. I found it exciting, the challenge and just, learning the business world. And I'm also fortunate because my twin sister, when I was at Harvard Medical School, she was at Harvard Business School. Sometimes I make a really bad joke and I say I'm the stupid twin because I started before her and finished after her with a ton of debt. And she had a lot more fun and was there. But she, I think she's been a great role model in business. So I think having her actually made the transition a bit easier. As a doctor, it's kind of I don't know, I never felt comfortable entrepreneurial stuff. I always thought, okay, the goal is money, but actually, money is part of it, but the goal is also creating products that make people's lives better. So that mindset was a bit of a transition, but I think having my sister support and kind of watching her all along was really important. And it's kind of a side note, but sometimes people ask me about, supporting girls and women. And I always say the best thing is just to see women doing things and so that it's possible. And and people actually, I was at a dermatology conference and I had a couple of young dermatologists come up to me did you find Scene? And mind you, the founders of Proactive were there as well. And I'm just oh my God, you're actually, interested. But I didn't intend to become a role model for young women. But I guess there's just not that many women who founded, science-based businesses. And so I'm really proud of that as well. Because as I said, I think I've benefited from watching my sister and, anyone that can benefit from just seeing what's possible, I feel proud of that as well.
Sounds like you have the family dream team over there.
I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's a little wild. I work with my twin sister's husband. She works with my husband. So
oh, wow.
This is
what?
This is their company.
I have to get my head around this.
I know.
That's great.
So wait, how are your family dinners? Is it all business? Or you try? That's
No, we have to set some ground rules. So no, it's actually not. It's no business usually. Although occasionally I'll have to tell my twin sister and my husband if we're out on a walk on something. I'll be okay, guys, not now.
No, that's funny.
Is so funny.
Yeah,
wow,
really cool though.
Wow, I'm still thinking. I'm okay. So your brother-in-law is your business partner, and your husband is your sister's business partner.
Yeah. So it's a business
a business swap,
right?
Business swap. And the crazy thing is, Greg, my sister's husband, is a twin as well. So it's really interesting dynamics.
Oh my God, that's wild.
That is wild.
Totally wild.
That is so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I do think your brand is so differentiated because I'm starting to see a lot of doctors create products, dermatologists, all sorts of things, but yours is about hair, and it's a little bit different, right? Because a lot of the dermatologists you see, it's all about skincare, and this is skincare, but in a different lens and a different point of view. And I really love that. I have a really silly question. I was just thinking about it. Since you say it's good for the skin, do people use it as body wash in the shower?
Okay, wait, Amy, it's really insightful, everything you just said to me. The fact that you said that it is skincare, it truly is skincare. And it just makes sense for dermatologists to be involved in the development of hair care because, you're taking care of your scalp and the fact that it like affects your face and your body. So you could totally use our shampoo as a body wash. We actually are launching a body wash though in a couple months. But yeah, we have like, a bunch of so many dermatologists use Scene themselves. And we have a couple guys that just like, use the shampoo as a body wash. And there's slight differences in terms of like how we tweaked our body wash but our shampoo is already optimized for the skin. So It can definitely be used for the skin.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
like when I wash my 6-year-old, like I'll often, when he's taking a bath and I'm doing his hair, like, he'll use it also on his body.
That's great. And I was actually just thinking, just reflecting back on what you were saying about being a doctor and now being an entrepreneur, but what you said, which really stuck with me is, you're not a hair care brands. You're really about making people feel good and feel seen and feel better. And as a doctor, you were probably basically doing the same thing, right? You were caring for kids and making them feel better. So it's funny how like you're serving the same purpose, just in now the business arena.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. And we have so much science too. So like, we have 2 publications. I'm writing up another study. So I'm still doing like the publications and the science. But it's just it's a mission driven brand. And we have a give back mission, which is actually to support laser clinics in the developing world in Armenia and Vietnam that treat kids with disfiguring birthmarks and scars. So, we still continue kind of the work that I did at Children's through that give back mission. And that's something that we're also, really, really proud of. And it ties into the mission, the Scene mission also. It's like helping the kids be seen for their best self, because it's obviously really stigmatizing when you have like a birthmark or a scar.
Yeah, that's so honorable. And it's nice to hear that there's not a big departure from your life in medicine. I mean, you're still in the science of it, and you're still giving back in the same manner that you kind of were before. Was that a fear of yours when you stopped your dermatology surgery to go into the company? Were you afraid you were just going to be missing all of that?
I actually took the leap and didn't really look back. I just knew, like, I'm a very gut driven person. I married my husband before either of us had a birthday. Like, I'm just very, like, even though I'm medically trained, I just knew I had to pick. And I'm just not someone who kind of looks back with regrets. I do hold my license, and, my dad in particular was like, are you sure? Are you sure? But I just, it's something that I wanted to do. And probably 4 years ago, I was a little concerned, like, would I miss it? There's aspects that I miss. It's just the right decision. Because I just think when you try and do everything, I think the biggest risk is that even if you succeed at all that, like, if you're not fulfilled, what's the point?
Yeah, that leads me into my next question for what would you advise women that are wanting to if they want to take a pivot in their career or start something new like this? It seems like you would say just don't look back and trust your gut. What would you say?
Yeah, I would say that. But I mean, I also I spent 4 years where I was at Children's, and I was, also developing these products. So I took the leap when I knew that I had a product that worked. So it was like a calculated risk. And then I was also fortunate that my income was smaller than my husband's, and we were able to, make that leap. So I would say that, but I also understand the reality that there's a time for that. Some women might not have, the financial support to be able to do that. So it just depends within your reality. But I think there's ways to take the leap, even if you're holding on to your day job. And what I would say is even if you're just moving, let's say you have a dream, if you're just moving forward, even 2 hours a week, just some progress to it. And then you take the leap when it's right for you, when you feel comfortable career-wise, financially. So yeah, I would say go for it, but couched in reality of having to support your family and making sure that you're making a leap that makes sense for you.
That's so inspiring. I like that idea of calculated risk. So you're being smart about, making the choice and not being irresponsible. So I love that. So you have 3 kids, you have a business, I'm sure beyond crazy. So what inspires you and how do you find balance?
I meditate twice a day, and I just I try and be intentional. So it's so easy to spend your day being reactive. And it happens to me all the time. I could literally, I'm sure both of you could just be on email, responding. So I'll try in the morning when I'm meditating to be proactive and find a few things that are for me, either something for joy, or if there's work I need to do, I will actually for example, I'm writing up our scalp study, and I will just have to crowd out everything else and just focus on it. So the way that I do things is I just try and be intentional. And then I also have to be pretty good at saying no because, as a startup, it's really all consuming, but my kids are just the number one priority to me. So, making sure just like trying to put my phone down, reminding myself, like those are some of the, I can't say I have it all figured out. I think any woman who works and has 3 kids or 2 kids or any kids and says they have it all figured out, like I don't believe it.
Totally agree with that one.
Yeah, right. No kidding. We feel you there. So tell us a little bit about your meditation practice. And if you don't mind, twice a day, it's so inspirational. Is that just like upon rising and before you go to sleep, or how
so my twin sister, she actually dragged me to like this transcendental meditation place in Bethesda. She's like, you have to do this. And now I do it like every morning. I'll get my coffee and I'll just like sit for like 20 minutes and then sometime in the afternoon, and it's just like a good kind of break, pause, and just I think it's helps me in sort of being proactive about how I want to fill my day, because the day is going to get filled, but is it going to get filled in the way that I want it to be filled?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about TM. I've never tried it, but I do want to hear more about it or learn more about it, because Katie and I try to meditate when we can, but it's like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. I have not been good lately, which is why I've been so stressed out, and I need to like take a breath and get back into it. But that's really inspiring to hear that you do that twice a day. I need to research it more, because I think it sounds so beneficial and so grounding.
Some days I'll miss the second meditation, it really is. It really is. I think it doesn't necessarily work. Like, I think everyone finds their own way. Like some people, I think, find it a chore to meditate. Some people get their, like you just did this incredible run this morning. Like, so that's just what works for me. Like some people might go to nature but it just works for me.
We might need to, next time I'm visiting, go to this place in Bethesda and do just, get a little education on it.
Yeah, it was actually turned out to be pretty great.
That's great.
Awesome.
So you've told us that our listeners can find your product in Ulta, Bluemercury, Anthropology, and then what's the website?
Yeah, our website is helloscene.com, and we are in select Anthropology, Bluemercury, Ulta stores, but all of them have it .com. We're also in Derm Store and Skin Store. And if anyone has questions, if you ever email any of the support on helloscene.com, we're a small company. So just, I'll always see it.
Fabulous. Well, thank you. That's so exciting. I can't wait to get my hands on.
I know. I cannot wait to try. I'm converted and I haven't even tried it. All right. So we're going to get into our wrap session. So what is your favorite wellness or beauty hack, Iris?
I love yoga and beauty hack. I mean, honestly, like I think sunscreen and a hat during the summer are the fountain of youth. Like I don't have one here, but I carry, like my sister calls it ugly, this like folded hat in my bag, but that's just the fountain of youth.
Speaking of sunscreen, since you're a dermatologist, what is your favorite sunscreen? Do you have one?
I love SkinCeuticals. They have a physical fusion, and then they have like a sheer physical. There's like a white one, and then there's also a tinted one. I love it just because it's lightweight, but it's still an SPF 50, and I prefer physical blockers. So zinc or titanium, just because it's not a chemical-based sunscreen. So that's what I love.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, great to know. Okay, so this next one we call our 5-minute flow. You just got out of the shower, drying off, and all of a sudden Uber pings you and they're 5 minutes away. What are you doing to get out the door and get into that Uber on time? What are your holy grails, your go-tos? How are you going to make it work?
Okay, so I do this all the time. And actually, it ties into scene, because I feel like if your skin looks good and your hair looks good, you can actually get out in 5 minutes. So the one thing I have to do, my hair is so frizzy. I always like blow dry just the front of it, and then I can pull it back like I did today and not have it look crazy. So that takes me about 1 minute. I'll wash my face, and then I'll just put 3 things, and then I can go out. I put a serum on. I use a CE ferulic serum, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen, and then I'm good to go. And I'll brush my teeth. So that's 5 minutes.
And you have gorgeous skin, and you literally need no makeup. So, I mean...
Well, thank you. I mean, for me, though, it's really freeing not to have to wear makeup. I do have a little concealer on because some of the kids in my house are sick, so I'm a bit tired. But, it's just freeing. Like, it's nice to wear makeup, but I think it should be a choice if possible. Like, I realize some people...
I know. That is my goal, to have, like, that kind of skin where, like, you don't need makeup.
Yeah, and it's challenging. I mean, some people are just more acne prone, and it's, really challenging first, but that, if you can feel confident without makeup, like it just frees you up time-wise.
Yeah, definitely.
So speaking of thick curly hair, since we are in a hair convo, have you tried the Dyson dryer and the air wrap?
So I got the air wrap. At first, I was totally in love with it. I actually bought 2 backups because I'm like, this thing is life. I was like, we'll do a giveaway if we need to. So, but for me, the straightener doesn't work as well because I think I have to go over my hair so many times. I felt like it was like just creating a little bit of like too much heat on my hair. So I do use I'll use like the curling wand, but I actually still straighten my hair with, it's so old school, but have you seen those hair dryers that have like a brush on the end, attached brush?
Yeah.
Yes.
The easiest thing, because you don't I never mastered the round brush and the regular hair dryer. So yeah, I have an air wrap. I think it's amazing. My sister uses it, but for me, I only use like the curling thing. Why, Amy, do you love that?
They have, yeah, I love it. I did a review on it a while back, but they have, I don't know if you've seen it, the Dyson dryer now with a regular dryer, but they also have the brush on top, like what you're talking about.
What?
Yeah, they have the full thing. Cause I used to have an old school brush with hair dryer thing, but I felt like it totally like tangled my ends and whatever. And the Dyson one is better. It has, I forget what the whole thing, it's like the air wrap system or something. I introduced Katie to it and like we just went on vacation. She's like, please bring it. So it's the hair dryer, it's the top, and then it's got all the attachments. So it's got the air wrap attachments, but it has a straight brush, a round brush, and another straight brush. So it's the same idea.
That's the one I have because I have the air wrap complete and I was using the one where it looks like a paddle brush at the end. And that was the one where I was just getting like too much heat on my hair.
Yeah, it is. I use the round one. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure because us curly girls have to keep each other informed of all the secrets.
No, for sure.
Because I'm always trying like.
And the magic serum, like I can actually blow out my hair now in 20 minutes. I just cocktail it with a cream. I know. That's why I'm like totally obsessed with it. I didn't do it today, but I think the right products and the right tools are just so important for curly hair, for all hair.
Yeah, Katie's got thick hair too. It's not as curly as ours, but she's got like this crazy thick hair. So she's always looking around.
It looks beautiful. Is your hair straight, Katie?
It is. Yeah. It has a touch of a natural wave, but
she has like the most gorgeous, perfect hair.
Oh my gosh, you do. You have the prettiest hair.
Oh, see, you always want you don't have. I love your curls, but I mean, I always wish I had curly hair.
Amy, you have good curls. I don't have good curls. Like, my curls have always been like a fight, but that's okay. My kids got way better hair than me. So, that's good news. I
actually find, and I don't know if you know if this is a thing, Iris, but my curls have changed over time, which is why I now wear my hair straight a lot more. They used to be amazing. And then as I got older, they started like changing texture. And then I would blow it out more because I'm like, it doesn't look good curly anymore. It looks strange.
So this is just personal experience. Like I've noticed that too, but I always wondered if it's because we're straightening our hair more, and then you're just training your curls a bit, like not to go curly. Cause I used to always wear my hair curly in high school, but I also wonder, or it could just be that our hair is getting a little bit more dry as we get older.
Or like after you have kids, I don't know.
Well, no, actually I've talked to, cause my texture has changed as well. And I've talked to like people at the salon about this, and they say the texture of your hair can change every 7 years. So it can shift over time. And I think also to your point, Amy, having kids, all the hormones and everything do play into all of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not an expert on the hair texture changing, but I do believe that it probably is changing. And I don't know how much merit there is. Amy, do you think that the more you straighten, like the less your curl, has its own kind of memory?
I don't know, because I didn't wear it straight for a while. And then once the texture started changing, I started wearing it straight more. And then I did keratin a few times. And now I do this other thing that's not keratin, but it's like an organic way to do it. So
which one? The Cezanne, or which do you do?
It's called Tanino.
Wait, I need to know this. Because
I'll send you all the details offline. You'll be obsessed.
Formaldehyde free?
Yep. It's organic. It's amazing. And it takes all the frizz out and makes your hair shiny. I'm obsessed. Katie knows. I'm like, I love it. So I'll give you all the deets.
Okay. Give me. Yeah. Because I think that's another challenge is like everyone wants their hair to look beautiful, but I'm just like not a fan of formaldehyde because it's a known human carcinogen, I
know. It's really nasty. No, this is like organic, doesn't smell, doesn't have any of that stuff. It's great.
Amazing.
Okay. So how do you, we kind of know because we know you do your TM meditation twice a day and all of these other fabulous things, but how do you maintain your daily nirvana?
I mean, I think I have to sometimes remind myself, because I am a type A personality. I'm trying to undo that. Like, you read the bio, but it's kind of like in you. So like, I have to like really remind myself sometimes, okay, like what am I going to do that's like fun and joyful? Because I do enjoy my day, but I think it's just like making sure to like just take in and like have the gratitude. That's kind of how I maintain my daily nirvana. And my kids help so much with it. I mean, my 6-year-old is my 40th birthday present. It's so fun having a 6-year-old because, it's just, they're so cute. So like that, that's a lot of it. And just watching my daughter's a skateboarder. She's 11 and she's like better than all the boys at this.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Doing a skateboarding overnight camp. Yeah. So like, just like, that's amazing. And then like, watching my son who's 14, he plays football and I'm actually letting him play football in high school, but just like taking in the joy from all of that, just remembering, like reminding myself to take in the joy. I actually will, sometimes do that. But how do you ladies do it?
Oh, that was very well said, but Aim, go ahead.
Oh gosh, it's always changing. I mean, I think trying to do some sort of movement every day, whether it's a walk, a run, yoga, Pilates, like something. When I don't do that, I don't feel right. And this week I've been overly stressed, just have a million things going on, and I haven't had as much movement, and I can tell. So like just being able to have that movement, and I think daily gratitude and thinking, just taking a step back and being grateful is helps me get through the day. And Katie, what about you? What's your latest?
Well, actually, I think my latest is trying to be super, super present with my parents and my children because we're moving away soon. So I'd like to the point where I actually get choked up about it, just talking about it. But I think that is, I'm trying, that's helping me really keep my calm, is just being as present as I can with them right now.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. Just real quick side note, I'll let you guys know. I had a conversation with my mom this morning who was telling me, and my mom she's like so laid back and never really tells me anything that's, negative or feedback, but I was so happy she told me this. She's like, I noticed lately that when you're with me or with us, my parents, you haven't been as present. I know you have so much going on with work and the kids and your husband and this and that, and you have that running list in your head that we all have, which is like, I could tell that you've been like, and I was like, so thankful. She was like, I don't want to make you feel bad. I go, no, I'm so thankful you told me that, because she's right. And I'm usually really focused on being present with the people I'm with, but I have been a little sidetracked lately. So I was so thankful that she told me that, so I can now be intentional and really think about that. So that just reminded me of that, Katie. So
yeah, I mean,
that is amazing. I have learned so much just being on this podcast.
Oh, well, I honestly think
we feel the same.
Much. Like you were saying, you say no to a lot of things. So thank you for saying yes to us and being on the show, because it was really great to obviously hear about Scene, to learn more about you as a person, to learn about all the things you're doing to make people feel seen and feel better. And we just appreciate your time so very much. So thank you so much for being on the pod with us today.
Yeah, we're honored to have you.
I'm thrilled to be on the pod. Love what you said about being present and movement. Yes. If I don't move every day, I'm not a good person. So
same.
Totally. Hi, it's Amy and Katie. So we are back to give you our review and our experience with Scene. It's been a little bit, so we want to give you the update of what we thought about the product. I will let you talk first, Katie.
Okay, well, thank you, because I am obsessed. This stuff, yeah, I am all over it. Honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to buy any other shampoo or conditioner ever again. That's how converted I am.
Endorsement.
Yeah. So So when I first started to use it, it was great, beautiful hair and no breakouts. But I thought, my breakouts can be around my cycle, so let me give it a little bit of time. And I went a full month of using only Scene hair care and haven't had any breakouts at all. And now this is actually even a little bit longer. So I've been, I think it was maybe 6 weeks ago or something. Not only have I not had any breakouts on my face or my neck or my back, I haven't even had the big one monster that I would get occasionally, the big one on the chin or on the forehead. None of that. My skin, and also my skin's getting better. My pores are shrinking. And then to add on top of that, best hair days ever with literally doing nothing besides maybe blow drying my hair partially, letting it air dry and then blow dry. And I love, my hair is really soft and shiny, and it's bringing out my natural wave, which I really like. And a lot of shampoo doesn't do that. So
wow.
yeah,
that's awesome.
It's my jam.
I didn't realize that you had so much breakouts from your shampoo. So you're saying your face is clear, your neck and your back.
Yeah, I think I didn't know that that's what was causing it, obviously, until we talked to Iris. And I mean, I was hopeful that it was going to help or work. I didn't think it was going to be the game changer. It's literally
that's incredible. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, that's amazing. I've been using it for a few weeks and I also feel the same way. First of all, I love the smell. It's like not strong and it's light, but it just smells so like, I can't even describe it, but it smells so good. And I know Iris was saying that in the show that the smell is just beautiful. They do have unscented for those that are sensitive to smell, which is usually me, but I really, really enjoy the smell. So that's number one, because that's always important. But yeah, my hair, same thing. Super shiny. And my hair, as everyone knows, is thick and curly, but it's super shiny. It feels really healthy. It feels really light. And if I air dry it, it looks good. If I blow dry it, looks good. It just sort of has a sheen to it. So I've been really happy about it. I don't really get that many breakouts from my shampoo, but I do have to say, now that you're saying it, over the last few weeks, I really haven't had any breakouts anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's attributed to that. My next thing I want to try from her is the blowout cream, because if the shampoo and conditioner is this good, I'm sure the blowout cream is amazing. And I've also tried the deep conditioner and the shampoo. They also have a regular conditioner, which I have, but I haven't tried that yet, but I'm sure it's just as good, just lighter. Have you tried both, Katie?
Yeah. So I was doing only the deep conditioner for the first, I don't know how many weeks. And a sidebar with the deep conditioner, I would still get like volumized hair. It wouldn't weigh my hair down, which I've had that before with deep conditioners. And then I'm getting kind of low on it. So I dipped into my regular conditioner and my hair is just as great with it. I'm happy with both, really.
Oh, that's great. Okay, good to know. So that's our review. Totally legitimate. We love it. And congrats to Iris and the whole Scene team. Thanks for listening to Nirvana Sisters. For more information on this episode, check out the show notes, please subscribe, and leave us a review. Also, find us on Instagram at Nirvana Sisters. If you loved what you just listened to or know someone that would, please share it and tag us. Tune in next week for a fresh new episode of Nirvana Sisters. We'll continue to watch out for all things wellness so you don't have to. Bye.